Hello and welcome back to Little Drops of Wonderful. This is my channel where I talk about all things crochet, knitting and crafty. But today is my festive special and it's going to be all about crochet and specifically crochet advent projects. I have got a list of 10 crochet projects that are perfect to use with mini skeins or yarn advents or just scraps that you have lying about. I've had so much fun looking into all these patterns. I've just had the best time going down rabbit holes on Ravelry and across the internet. So I've written down 4 things that for me a pattern has to have to be the perfect festive project. 1, it has to be easy. It has to be easy to memorise the stitch repeats. It has to be easy to pick up and put down, easy to just change the colour at any point. So when I finish one mini skein for my advent, I want to just start the next one. I want to use my advent in its entirety. 2, it needs to be relaxing, nothing complicated, no gauge swatches, no brain engagement. I do not need to be using my brain at a time of year when things are typically quite busy at work, at home, with family and so on. It needs to be something that is pure relaxation. 3, it needs to be a pattern that can be as big as it needs to be, so you can keep going until you've used your entire advent, whether you've got 24 minis, whether you've got 12 minis, whether you've got minis and a full skein. Maybe you've even got one of the advents where you just have a full skein every Sunday. It needs to be something I can use all the yarn in for as big as I want it to be. And finally, and this is something I've come to realise, it's taken me a while, but I think I finally admitted to myself that an advent project to me has to be crochet. Of all the crafts I do, crochet is the one that I find the most relaxing and the most meditative, and it is my first love and I will always come to it as a relaxing project. And for me, crochet is the festive season, so it has to be crochet. So I thought I would make this special video celebrating my love of that. I have 3 yarn advents this year, which is slightly over the top. Usually I just buy one, and sometimes I've been very lucky to do swaps, or I've been given an advent as a present. Normally I always buy my friend Suzanne's advent at Green Lampkin Yarns because I love her yarn, and also she does it so you can buy it each month throughout the year, so it feels like a really broken down affordable way to do it over the course of the year. So I always get hers at Green Lampkin Yarns, and I have this year, and hers this year is Enchanted Forest themed. And I also bought 2 additional ones this year from yarn dyers that I always see at yarn shows. I love their yarns. I've never treated myself to any of their yarns, and I thought, what better way to do it than at one of my favourite times of year for crafting during December. So I have treated myself to an advent from the Curated Yarn Company, lovely Stevie, and hers is themed retro chic Christmas cocktail party. And then finally I've got the Blue Fern Yarns one in the Apothecary theme, which is kind of dark and moody and festive. So I've got plenty of advents to be using this season. I'm so excited, and when it came to choosing which patterns to make, I thought it would be fun to share my short list of 10 with you. So I've got 10 brilliant crochet projects that are perfect for mini skeins here. I'm going to go through them all with you. Some are free, some are paid for, some are both. And hopefully it might inspire you with for your advent yarns, or your leftovers, or your mini skeins, or your precious full skeins that you have lurking in your stash. Yeah, but before we get started, just a couple of things. 1, I'm using one of my kids' festive mugs because it's the only one that's currently in the cupboard, because I haven't got the festive mugs down from the loft yet. I'm going to take a sip. I'm having Lapsang Souchong. Lovely smoky tea. So let's put him there. Turn him around so you can see him. He's so cute. And 2, I am wearing a crochet jumper. I thought, seeing as we're talking about crochet, I might wheel out a crochet jumper that I don't often wear. this is the Picking Flowers sweater by Christina Haderink, who is a spoonful of yarn. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't wear this at all really, only occasionally for if I'm filming, and I did wear it once or twice to a yarn show. And the reason is, this is quite an early make. I made this out of, I think, Drops Flora, which has alpaca in it, and I do find it quite itchy. And also I made the arms way too tight, so I can't get it to quite sit properly on me. It feels uncomfortable. In fact, I think I made the whole thing, let me just maneuver a bit. I think I made the whole thing just slightly too tight. I think it just needs to be slightly baggier. Also, I'm wearing under here like a, what do you call it, a flesh coloured vest and a black bra. And I always, because I made it in yellow, I find it quite difficult to work out what to wear underneath it. So if I made one again, I'd probably make one in like a nice dark blue or something, because that'd be easy to wear a vest underneath. Because with crochet, it usually is quite holey. You do need to wear a little vest or something underneath. So that's what I'm wearing. I will link the pattern underneath. And before we get stuck into the 10 crochet patterns, I have to mention that this video is sponsored by Serious Readers. And here is my Serious Light, just here, just out of shot. I'll bring it in shot whilst I'm talking about it. What can I say about my Serious Light? I feel like this is my end of the year tribute to my trusted crafting companion, my early morning crochet friend, my sofa knitting buddy, and sometimes Dan's Lego mate as well when he steals it for doing his Lego. It's always reliable with clear, crisp light, not yellow light, just daylight-like, gentle light that I can adjust to make brighter or wider. And in the coming weeks, I will be snuggled up under this every single day, working on my 3 crochet advent projects. Hopefully I'll keep up with all 3. And I cannot wait. All Serious Lights are hand built right here in England, in Aylesbury, in their factory. They all come with a 5-year warranty. I have got the classic HD light, and I've got the lightweight base, so I can make myself look strong whenever I lift it up. And you can also get it with a heavyweight base as well. They're completely adjustable. You can get it right down wherever you need it. Ooh. You can knock it over if you want, and it's just so easy to work. You just put it into position and off you go. And you can see as well when I do that, there's no kind of yellow glow around it. The light is just concentrated where you need it. So I often use this on the sofa when we're watching telly, because it just doesn't disturb anyone else. I can crochet away in nice, you know, ambient light and just have my own personal light source for crafting. So I have got an offer for you with my code. You can get £100 off and free UK delivery. It's only free delivery in the UK, but the £100 off is worldwide. My code is ALI24. The link is in the description box and in a pinned comment, and it will be on the screen as well. And yeah, thank you to Serious Lights for sponsoring this video and all of the cozy crocheting season ahead. Right, let's just move that over there. And let's start with the first crochet project. Pattern, the first crochet pattern. So number 1, we have got, oh, this is in no particular order, by the way, as well. This is just the order I wrote them in. So we've got the Such Simple Shawl by Wilma at By Will Made. It is €4, which is about £3.50. And there's also a free version as well on Ravelry. You can also buy her patterns on Etsy. This was totally inspired by Suzanne at Green Lampkin Yarn, because she made one of these during her Vlogtober. She used her countdown, her Halloween countdown yarn kit, and she made this shawl out of those, and it just looked lovely. It's written for DK, but Suzanne made a version using those yarns with 4-ply fingering weight, and it looked fantastic. All of my advents, I think they're all 4-ply fingering weight. I think that's what I ordered. I've forgotten now. Wilma at By Will Made also has loads of other gorgeous crochet patterns, particularly triangle shapes, which I really love for an advent. And I just think that this particular one the Such Simple shawl. I think it would look lovely if any of my advents are fades. I'm not sure if any of them are, but yeah, that would be lovely if any of them are sort of, the colours are fading. And her one has tassels on it as well, and I do love a tassel, I have to admit. So that's number 1, and that is a very strong contender at the moment. I haven't actually decided yet which of these I'm making. You'll have to tune in. My Vlogmas, which is over on my vlogging channel, This Little Wonderful Life, starts today. When you're watching this on the 1st of December, the first video of Vlogmas will be out. So you will see me opening all 3 of my advents. You will see like how it all looks, and I will have opened the first ones as well. So you'll be able to see that. I'll link all the videos underneath. I'll link the playlist. Just have a slurp of my tea. All you can see is his bottom. I wonder if that's because I can then see it and enjoy him, but the people behind me then can't, so I'd have to drink left-handed. Never thought about that with novelty mugs before. Okay, number 2 is the Count My Blessings shawl by, I'll move again to put the pictures up, by Ursula Wood. This is a free pattern. It's written for DK, but again, I can't see any reason why it wouldn't work with other weight yarns. This was inspired by lovely Rel at the Dabbling Hook, who made, I think she made an Aran weight version of this. It was really, really lovely. I love the half circle shape, and it's got a lovely bobble edge as well. Yeah, I'm fairly confident that this would look lovely in a 4-ply fingering weight, and I am quite tempted because I've made so many advents now. I've kind of put lots of advents behind me. The mini skein advent theme. I've made so many triangle shape things now that it would be nice to have another shape as well. So I do like that half circle shape. Number 3, this is one that I have had. This was a very early addition to my favourites on Ravelry years ago. It is Crossing the Brandywine by Michelle Dunea. It's $5 US, which is about £4, or you can get it as part of an ebook of 4 patterns for I think $12. It's written for 4-ply fingering weight, so that's perfect for me with my advents. And it's a kind of asymmetric triangle. So it starts narrow, gets wider as it goes. It's worked sideways, and it says in the notes that there's lots of options in the pattern for a variety of sizes, plus directions for curved bottom edge and crescent models as well. And it says it can either be like a scarf, a shawl, or a shallow shawl. So it looks like it could be quite a flexible thing, but I don't actually own the pattern, so I can't look. So if anyone's ever made that, let me know if it would be flexible enough to keep going until it's as big as I want it to be, without having to do any maths. I mean, I don't want to have to be weighing yarn, calculating. Number 4, this is a really unusual one. The Canoe Shawl by Judy Jewell. This is a free pattern. It's written especially for fingering 4-ply weight minis, scraps or advents, and it's designed to be peaceful and meditative. So it's basically my perfect advent project. It's a really unusual construction or shape, which I really, really like. And the pattern pictures are very much scrappy, and I think it looks really lovely. I'm really interested in this one because it's not like anything else I've ever crocheted. So, and I like the idea of trying something completely new. Did I say that was free? It's free. And the next one is one I've had in my library, number 5, for years. I mean, I must have had it in my library for over 5 years, and it is Getting Ziggy, a pattern by Sandra Paul of the Cherry Heart podcast. It's £4.50. It's designed for 4-ply fingering weight, and it's made, you stripe yarns, but I was looking at it thinking that would be lovely with minis actually. So I did message Sandra and said, would it work? Could I just keep going and keep adding in minis? And she said, yeah, you could just keep going, or you could stripe it with a neutral colour, or you could just change minis as you go. And I think it would look amazing as like an eclectic mix, or you could stripe with a contrast, like a plain contrast throughout, separating the minis as well. I suppose that would look really, really nice as well. There are some stunning projects of this on Ravelry. If you go and, I will link all the patterns below. And if you go and have a look at this one on Ravelry and you look at the projects that people have made, there are some absolutely gorgeous patterns. And someone said in their comments that it was, what did they say? I think they said it was genius. Something really good like that, like it's an absolute genius pattern. So that's praise indeed, isn't it? Number 6, the Fairbanks Advent Shawl. It's got Advent in the title, by the Queen of Tunisian crochet and crochet generally, Toni Lipsey of TL Yarn Crafts. This is $7.50 US dollars, $7 US dollars 50. I don't know how to say that, which is about £6. So this is the most expensive of the whole bunch that I'm talking about. But if you've ever made any of Toni's patterns, you'll know it's totally worth it. It says it's written for DK, but the pattern information on Ravelry suggests a hook size for a 4-ply fingering weight, and it says the pattern includes adjustments if you want to make it in fingering weight. So I think it's safe to say it would be fine for a 4-ply fingering weight Advent. And there are loads of projects as well. In fact, I think there are more projects on the Ravelry projects page made with 4-ply fingering weight yarn than there are with the DK yarn. So that's good. It's a sideways triangle, and it looks amazing. Like the pattern picture, can't speak. The pattern pictures and all of the project pictures, it looks amazing. But it is made with single crochet stitches. And that can be a bit full on, can't it? Because it grows a lot more slowly. Not as satisfying, but it does look good. So I think that's a strong contender as well, if I can get over the fact that it's single crochet stitches. The next one is a really unusual shape. It was the shape that really got me for this one. It's called the Escapade Trapezoid Shawl by Creations by Courtney. That was really difficult to say. It's $5 US dollars, so it's about £4, but there's also a free version available. It's written for DK, but I'm pretty sure this would work in 4-ply as well. It's really, really open and light and lacy. The shape, I just love the shape. It's obviously a trapezoid. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. So it's kind of like a half circle, but squared. So it's like a half a hexie, isn't it? Anyway, it's kind of like a squared off half circle. It's really, really, you'll see a picture, so I don't need to describe it. There are only 4 projects for this on Ravelry as well, so not a lot of people have made it, and I quite like finding a pattern that not a lot of people have made. And I was thinking it might be good for an Advent that I had last year or the year before, which I've kind of hoarded because it's so precious. I have to find the perfect project for it, and that is my Bridgerton Advent that I got from Bumblebee Acres Farm, who I will link underneath. I love that Advent so much that I have not been able to settle on a pattern that's perfect enough for it. And I'm wondering if that might work. But yeah. Very lovely one. Number 8. This is, so the last 3 are ones that I have mentioned before in my previous video that I made about mini skeins, and probably about a million times before as well. But I haven't made 2 of them, and I feel like I really need to mention them. So the first of those is Intermission by Deanne Ramsey, who is Adiday Designs. This is $7 US dollars, which is about £5.60. It's designed for fingering weight, 4-ply, especially for mini skeins. It's still in my mind as a contender because I've never made it. And the design version, the picture that you'll see, is really harmonious with mini skeins interspersed with a neutral. But I do think it would work really lovely as a kind of more eclectic mix of mini skeins. Or you could intersperse it, again, with a neutral if you wanted to. It's just so pretty. And the shape is lovely. I feel it could pull off a variety of yarns. So I've never sort of forgotten about that one as a contender for an Advent project. And then the next one that I've mentioned before, number 9, I feel it would be remiss of me not to mention this one, and I also do think this might be the year that I make this now, and that is the Just Feel Festive shawl by Kalisha Ryan of the Quirky Monday podcast. I have made her Just Feel Better shawl, I think 3 or 4 times now, and I love it. But I've never made the Just Feel Festive. It's designed, well, it says it's designed for DK, but it also says you could use any weight of yarn, so it'd be absolutely perfect for mini skeins. It's designed for an advent. It's only $1, which is about 81p. So you could buy yourself one and send it to like another 10 people as a gift and still have change from £10. So I know that Kalisha's patterns are absolutely the perfect combination of relaxing, easily memorable. They look great with mini skeins. So it really is the perfect combination for me. And I think with one of my advents this year, I've got to make the Just Feel Festive shawl. I can't believe I haven't already. And finally, okay, this is another one I've mentioned before many times, many times, but I can't not mention it when I talk about advent projects, and that is the Granny Wrap. It's a free pattern by Anna Boo's House. Back in 2017, I had a few swaps I was doing with friends, advent mini skein swaps, and I needed something to make them into. I found this pattern, it's written for bulky weight yarn, and I thought that'll do. I like the shape, I can just keep going with it. And little did I know that a love affair, a lifelong love affair would be born, because I adored working on that project. It took me 3 Christmases to complete. I worked on it each Christmas and put it away and got it out each Christmas for advent swaps. And I adored it. I associate it with advent, I associate it with relaxing, cozy times, and I can't not mention it, and I hope I've given myself plenty of space to put pictures up. If not, I will just put it over the entire screen and cover my face. Yeah, so I think I've made 2 which are behind me. I've got a 3rd that I've nearly finished, and I've got a 4th I'm about to start as well. So I don't think I'm going to make it with my advent yarns this year, because I think that's quite enough to be going on with for now. But it is a stunning project. So I'm not going to hold one up, because you've seen it a million times before and you would have seen the pictures. I'll put a picture up of the one I made last year with the Homespun House advent, because I'm holding it up so you can get a good look at it. And maybe the one I made, the first one I made as well, if I've got a good picture of it. Okay, so that's all 10 of my crochet advent projects. Tune into my Vlogmas to see which ones I go for. I mean, I think we already know I'm definitely making the Just Feel Festive with one of them, but I don't know which one yet. I'll wait until I've opened them before I decide. So let me know, what are you making with your advents? Are you making a crochet project or a knitting project? Whatever project you're making, pop it in the comments underneath, because then everyone that's watching can go and get some more inspiration for what they want to make with their festive yarns. Make sure you join me over on This Little Wonderful Life from the 1st to the 24th of December. I'll be there every day. You'll see me opening my yarn advents every single day. You'll see me working on my advent projects every single day as well. And it'll be interspersed with all the general life stuff, cooking and getting ready for Christmas and decorations and all the cozy music and everything. I love it. So whatever you do at this time of year, however you celebrate the winter season or the summer season, if you're going into summer in your hemisphere, have a wonderful December. I'm wishing you the very, very happiest of New Year's, and until the next one, happy knitting, happy crocheting, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.